Okay, welcome. It's been a while since I've done one of these technology-related videos, and I'm going to continue today on the theme of routing audio. And today I'm going to show you how to take a multi-track front-of-house mix from Pro Tools and port it across to OBS so that you can use that front-of-house mix to sync with the video that you're sending from OBS. To do this, you're going to need a couple of pieces of software. I think there are free versions, otherwise you can purchase them, and they're not overly expensive. Here you want to purchase or download the free copy of something called Meta Plugin. Okay? And it'll become obvious in a moment why you need to use that. The next piece of software that you need is something called Restream. And you want to download or purchase. I'm not sure whether these are free or whether you have to buy them. But download your replugs, either your 64-bit or your 32-bit, depending on what sort of system you're using, and go through the installation process for those two pieces of software. Now you can see here that the replugs are VSTs, and if you're using Pro Tools, you can't use VST plugins, which is why you've also downloaded Meta Plugin from DDMF, because Meta Plugin is a virtual wrapper, like a container, an empty shell, into which you can drop VST plugins so that they can work within a Pro Tools environment. Okay, so let's bring back our Pro Tools session. What we're going to do now is port the audio that you can see on this channel, which is me talking, creating this video, and we're going to send it to OBS. So the first thing that you want to do is add a new track in Pro Tools, and that track is going to be an auxiliary track, because this is just a bus onto which you add a couple of plugins and send a copy of the audio that you want to port across to OBS. So once that auxiliary is created, you create a send. And then on your auxiliary port, you add the DDMF plugin. And then once you have your DDMF plugin added to your aux track, you'll see Restream over here in the in the library. Okay, so you can drag that across, and you can see these connections here. This is a mono channel for the vocal, so you just link it up like that. You can see the signal flow with the arrow here. Okay, now what you do then is you double click and you get this little window here. Now you're not receiving audio into Pro Tools, you're sending it from Pro Tools. So you select the send option, and in this drop down menu here you select local broadcast. Okay, now you go to your OBS session. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to bring the audio from Pro Tools into OBS via a mic aux channel. Okay, so the way that you do that is you add a filter. Okay, and when you add the filter, you select the option to add a VST2 plugin. And when you do that, you'll find down the bottom the Restream standalone. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If I put those two Restream windows side by side, okay, the one on the right is the Pro Tools version. You can see that we've selected the send option. From the drop-down menu, we've selected local broadcast. And then in the OBS version, we've opted to receive. Okay. Now, the identifier, you can change the identifier if you like. You can give it a label. Okay. You just say live stream. The moment that you do that, your receive signal drops out because your identifier is different. But if we change the identifier here, it's back again. Okay. The local broadcast, if we remove that, is it still working? No, it's not. Okay, so you still need the local broadcast option. There it is. It's returned. And you can see your signal on the mic aux down here.